Josh Green here for Tungsten Tales. Delighted to be joined by Ice Cold Beveridge, Darren Beveridge. It's nice to speak to you. It's been a while. We spoke around a year ago, probably, for them vegan darts, but it's been a strange couple of months, year now since we spoke. How are things going?
Yeah, it's still a little bit quiet, but they're definitely getting better. Definitely getting better.
Yeah, I mean,
more darts are coming along now, so that's the bonus.
Yeah, I think when we spoke, it was a case of we didn't really have any dates for darts, and we didn't know if there was any challenge tours. At least you've got that now. You've been competing over the weekend.
Yeah, I was finally get back to the challenge tour and being able to get back onto like the live league, being invited to that. So that's been good, getting some competitive darts. And yeah, been a bonus.
And what was it like going back to the challenge tour after so long away? I mean, were there nerves there once again, and was it a little bit different going back after all that time away?
I wouldn't say nerves. No, I was just anxious to get back playing again. So it was just that anticipation of seeing what the form was going to be like, finding out what's actually going to come out your arm. So it's different practicing in the house than it is playing in competitive games against other people. But luckily enough for me, the form came out on the first day.
Yeah, you say that first day, you got the win under your belt on that first day. It's important to I know it didn't quite happen for you in the following days, but get that win under your belt and you're still right at the top of that order of merit.
Yeah, it's made a massive difference. It's put me up to fourth now, I think, for the order of merit. So it's made a massive difference going into next month to try and get that top spot. So I know the next 2 days didn't go quite as planned. I couldn't find the same form as I did the first day, or the same sort of luck that I had on the first day, but keeps me up there for next month, which is good.
The aim for you in Challenge Tour in particular, you want to be right up there, because I'm not sure how many of the Challenge Tour players get that tour card. I'm not sure it's one or two, but I'm sure that's an aim for yourself.
As far as I'm hearing, I think it's only one spot per Challenge Tour, so there's only going to be one available from the UK. So I'm definitely going to be pushing to try and catch Jim Williams at the top for next month. Need to keep putting the practice in and get the wins.
And obviously the Challenge Tour has now been split between the UK and Europe, so you're not running into some of the players you would have done in previous years. Are you noticing the difference?
I wouldn't say noticing the difference. All the players on the Challenge Tour are good, so regardless of who you take and put them where, it's still going to be a difficult event. You just need to stay focused and concentrate on your own game, really. Luckily enough for me, it worked on the Friday, but I definitely wouldn't say it's made any difference. It's just the room's a little bit quieter. Yeah,
obviously, I think that's due to coronavirus and not having too many people in the room. Is it nice to have a little bit extra? Because I've seen those development tour and the Challenge Tour rooms when there's hundreds and hundreds of people. It's a packed environment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely busy. Yeah, it was definitely a lot quiet, especially just because of COVID and stuff. But it was nice to be able to actually get a seat. Feel like you're not stealing anyone else's table. You can sit on your own and sort of get peace, which is good for me.
And one of your stable mates and one of your Scottish pals, Jamie Clark, had a good week. Well, he had a good day in winning a Challenge Tour event as well. It's nice to see some of the Scottish lads doing well on the Challenge Tour this weekend.
Yeah, Jamie was great on the last day. His form just clicked at the right time, I think. So he got the win at the right time, which has sort of boosted his confidence a lot. And I think it was 4 out of the 6 events was won by Scottish people. So just showing you that we're pushing through and we're coming up.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen over the last decade or so, obviously Gary Anderson and Peter Wright flying the flag for Scotland, but there's a lot of younger players and players we haven't seen too much of. Jim McEwen, obviously, doing well in recent months. Yourself, Andy Davison's been playing on the Live League as well. There's a long line of Scottish players that are playing good darts at the moment.
Yeah, if you look down the line, there's a lot of younger talents, a lot of new talents coming through as well. Like obviously, you've got like Ryan Murray and stuff who's on the tour. They're starting to push their way up. William Boland as well. So it definitely looks like it's in good hands at the moment. A lot of talent coming through from Scotland. Yeah,
I know you've previously mentioned the Live League and how much that's helped you, but in terms of getting some competitive action, how much has that been a help in getting your form back to where you want it to be?
It was fantastic. Before that, I was just like playing online and home and stuff. But playing at home is completely different to playing like someone else in front of you. You can sort of get distracted in the house. Your motivation's nowhere near what it should be. But when I was asked to go down to Live League, playing that was absolutely fantastic. Just getting back to playing with people in front of you, like with the cameras and stuff there, it was just great. Got the adrenaline running again. It was brilliant.
Is that sort of the best practice for I know it's not quite TV darts, but it's not far off what you'd have on a TV with obviously there's no crowd behind you there, but is it good practice for those sort of things which you'll be wanting to experience in the coming years?
Oh, it's great practice, especially the prize money and stuff they're putting up now for the finals week. It's great motivation to keep pushing. It makes you try. You're wanting to win the games. It definitely helped me for the Challenge Tour win anyway. If you look at all the people that's been in the live league, they were always up there within the Challenge Tour, so it definitely helped the people that had been asked to play in it, which was really, really good.
Yeah, definitely. We just have to touch on an incident which sort of came to light over the weekend of one player, who I'm not going to name, who supposedly alleged faked a coronavirus test. I mean, what did you see in the venue? How was the reaction from players and officials in the venue in Milton Keynes?
If I'm being honest, I didn't even know what happened to start with. I was sitting at the table, and it was numerous other people that came over. Oh, there's a lot of people complaining about COVID over there. And I just thought they were having a chat about it. And then they said, oh, somebody's been ejected out of the building. And obviously it started to snowball from there. And all people were saying, oh, someone's faked a test. And then he's been tested by the officials and tested positive, so he's been asked to leave the building. And everyone had played over that whole weekend, even if they were in the middle of a game, were hauled off the stage, asked to leave. Anyone that was sitting at the table with them, sharing a room with them, were all asked to leave the venue. And for like the next hour and a half, it just kept getting worse and worse, and more people were getting asked to leave. It just turned into a complete disaster.
Yeah, and as players,
I feel for the players that were still in as well. Like Jim McCune was still in the tournament at the time. Conan Whitehead was still in. There was numerous other players that were still in the event that could have like picked up more money and put themselves further up the rankings, which they're now not going to get the opportunity to do that. So I can definitely imagine the frustration they're going through at the moment.
Yeah, I think there'll be frustration because the players on the Challenge Tour have had such limited opportunities, and for that to be taken away by someone being selfish in the way they've acted, it's a tough one to take.
It's just going to. I think it's going to even make, like, for next month, I think it's just going to make the next event even more difficult. There's going to be possibly more restrictions put in by the PDC, and quite rightly so. But it's not made it any more easier on us. Like you said, we've not had enough darts to play in as it is, and that's just going to make it even worse, which is just disgusting in my opinion.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, to be honest, Darren. Well, thank you very much for your time this week, and hopefully we'll see you at the next Challenge Tours and another win under your belt, hopefully further towards the top of the table and taking Jim Williams.
That's the plan, mate. I'm going to chase him down anyway. Try my best.
All right, brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time, Darren.
Thanks.